Welcome to the PTB Chapter 38, which is Stranger Things Chapter 2. Alright, for our first survivor, Dustin Henderson. His first perk, Bada Bada Boom. After completing 20% worth of repairs, press the ability button 1 next to a window to trap it for 60 seconds. The trap triggers when a killer performs a vault on the window, inflicting them with a 50% hindered for 6 seconds? Wow. I mean, most killers are just going to ignore the window vault, but there are some, like the Gideon's meat drop, that are unavoidable, or you just have to abandon the chase. Second, change of plan. You start with 2 tokens. While inside a locker and holding a non-event toolbox, press the ability button 2 to spend 1 token and transform your toolbox into a medkit of the same rarity with a random add-on of the same rarity. The new medkit has 100% of its charges. His last teachable, teamwork full circuit. For each survivor repairing a generator with you, the size of the good skill check zone is increased by 25%. Do not confuse this with the great skill check zone, that is unaffected. While repairing with at least 1 other survivor, your repair speed is 5% faster. The other survivor, 11. For first perk, extra sensory perception. Crouch for 4 seconds to see the auras of survivors, killers, and a variety of objects. These are revealed in an expanding 44-meter radius. You gain Elusive and Oblivious. When you stop crouching, or after 11 seconds, all effects of this perk end and it enters a 40-second cooldown. We See You. Gain 1 token when the killer reveals your aura. When you have 4 tokens, they are all consumed and the killer's aura is revealed to you and all other survivors for 15 seconds. This perk has a 10-second cooldown. And Teamwork, Soft Spoken. For each survivor repairing the generator with you, the range at which the generator's noise is heard is reduced by 25%. While repairing with at least 1 other survivor, you repair 5% faster. So, our killer for this chapter is called The First. And while we're here, we met Vecna. Meet Vecna. Vecna.
I will ascend.
Alright. Test Subject 001. Special ability, Vine Attack. Press and hold the power button to charge a Vine attack. When charged, press the attack button to activate it, creating a small area of effect on the ground. Any survivors caught within the area of the Vine attack earn a World Breaker token. Special ability, Upside Down and Undergate. The killer can enter the Upside Down to navigate the map quickly by tapping the ability button. While in the Upside Down, the killer can activate an Undergate attack to return to the map, creating a large area of effect on the ground. Survivors caught within this radius gain a World Breaker token. Special condition item, World Breaker and Grandfather Clocks. Once a survivor has gained enough tokens, World Breaker activates, and the World Breaker timer begins. While World Breaker is active, both the Vine attack and Undergate attacks do damage to survivors instead of adding World Breaker tokens, and 4 Grandfather Clocks activate. World Breaker lasts for a predetermined amount of time based on the number of survivors alive. Survivors can interact with the Grandfather Clocks spread around the map to speed up the World Breaker timer. So another killer who can have their power messed with by survivors. His first teachable, Turn Back the Clock. After hooking a survivor for 60 seconds, press the ability button 1 to make a target generator within 20 meters explode lose 10% progress, and start regressing. Secret project. When a totem is blessed or cleansed, block a random unblocked generator for 30 seconds. When one or more generators becomes blocked, you gain undetectable for 30 seconds. And Hex Hive Mine. The first time you hook any survivor, a dull totem becomes a hex totem. Generators are highlighted. The intensity of the generator's auras reveals their repair progress. When one generator remains, all remaining generators explode, losing 10% progress at the start and start regressing. And the hex totem becomes dull. Okay, let's look over his add-ons from the lowest to the highest. Stained glass mural. While upside down traversal is on cooldown, breaking pallets and walls decreases that cooldown by 12 seconds. Shattered wrist rocket. The explosion from the undergate attack breaks pallets instantly and damages generators caught in its blast. Orderly ID. While out of World Breaker mode, the Vine attack's aiming range is increased by 2 meters. Bead Maze. The second phase of the World Breaker timer is increased by 3 seconds for each living survivor. Smash Cassette Deck. All survivors start with 1 World Breaker token. When the World Breaker is activated for the first time, all survivors lose their World Breaker tokens. One less grandfather clock appears on the map. Mid-century radio. While in World Breaker mode, grandfather clocks more than 32 meters away being worked on by survivors have their auras revealed. Gutted Supercom. While out of World Breaker mode, survivors hit by Vine attacks have their aura shown for 1.5 seconds. Clock Hands. Survivors gain the Oblivious status effect when interacting with a grandfather clock, and for 12 seconds afterwards. Bloody Roller Skates. When activating the Undergate attack, the killer gains a 20% haste effect for 2 seconds upon exiting. Victor's Razor Blade. When World Breaker mode ends, injured survivors become afflicted with the Broken status effect for the next 20 seconds. Rabbit Remains. Survivors gain the Exhausted status effect when standing in or entering the Undergate's attack radius for the next 20 seconds. Or for 20 seconds afterwards. Neck Tendril. Survivors hit by the Vine attack while in World Breaker mode receive Hemorrhage and Mangled status effect for 70 seconds. Forged Death Certificate. Each successful World Breaker token placed on a survivor via Vine attack reduces your terror radius by 12 meters until the next World Breaker mode activated. Electrode Cap. At the start of the second phase of World Breaker mode, or when survivors complete the grandfather clock interactions, survivors more than 26 meters away from the killer have their aura revealed for 6 seconds. Pizza Goggles. The Undergate attack's area of effect range is reduced by 90% and its cooldown time is shortened by 20 seconds. Okay. Electroshock Collar. When coming out of the Upside Down, all vault locations within 32 meters are blocked for 12 seconds. Broken Skateboard. When the World Breaker mode starts, the killer's vault speed is increased by 30% for the next 60 seconds. Black Widow Spider. Entering the upside down while in World Breaker mode makes the furthest survivor more than 36 meters away reveal their location for 3 seconds. Iridescent Soteria Chip. When World Breaker activates, the killer gains undetectable and survivors with at least one World Breaker token have their aura revealed when coming within 12 meters of the killer. This lasts until the killer performs a vine attack, enters the upside down, or World Breaker ends. And Chess Piece. The vine attack has 2 charges, and its attack radius is diminished by 35%. Upside down ability cooldown activation time is increased by 15 seconds. They also added some changes for the 2v8 that will take effect on January 8th, which is the Thursday. They added the good guy, Chucky. They updated Nemesis to have a total of 4 zombies wandering the map, and they move 35% faster. They got some updates to some killer classes. They got a new survivor class, the Torchbearer, which uses flashlights, or starts the trial with a flashlight. Survivors in chase have their aura revealed to you within 32 meters. So this allows you to keep track of survivors who are being chased, so you can go for your flashlight saves. And you can point your flashlight at the killer for half a second to reveal their aura for 2 seconds, possibly to the team. And the unlockable skill is when you pick up a survivor from the dying state, you get endurance to them. And injured survivors that unhook you gain endurance. Added 2 new maps to the rotation. And they're bringing back tonics, which was the herbs from the Resident Evil version of 2v8. Let's see, diluted tonics will give survivors a recovered health state on use, and give killers haste for 20 seconds. Purified tonic restores a hook state on use, and grants killers 10%, both killers 10% haste for 20 seconds. Oh, they added dual terror radiuses, so now if you have 2 survivors on, or 2 killers on your ass, you can tell which one is closer, or if they're both on you. And they increased the amount of survivors that can cooperate in healing actions from 2 to 3, so now you can have 3 survivors healing you in 2v8. Mount Orban Resort. And yet another match where there's at least 2 flashlighters. Aw, they're paying attention. Regular attack. Oh, World Breaker event.
Your time draws near.
Like, this ability can be so easy to hit. Like, look at that, already down. Underground. Oh shit, hello. Oh, you did not walk out of the circle fast enough, so you got hit. Yeah, you're still healing. Oh, I aimed a bit too far. Oh. Bad anticipation. Wait, she ran this way. See if I can catch her this way. Oh, my world breaker ended, so it didn't damage her. Fuck. Yeah, you can't really body block with it for this power. So, like, trying to do body blocks isn't super helpful. Like, this guy can 2-tap so easily. Oh, I hear somebody. Flashlights. Yeah, how's that going for you? Also, if it isn't already obvious, when you're using your power and the circle highlights is blue, that's areas that can't be occupied by a player. Like, it's impassable ground, so it's not going to do any damage, so it can help you figure out just how far you have to shoot your shot. Oh, here we go. Yep, because it's near a hook, it just takes even longer. So, good to know that the devs actually thought of counteraction with hook camping. Let's see. No one on that generator. Oh, that's where my hex totem is. And they're working on that generator because it has a coloration on it. Yeah. It takes enough time that they can just walk out of it. And if they're paying attention, they can just avoid it. Oh, wait. I think... Did I see someone's aura near that? Or is that the totem aura I saw? Misread her direction. Oh, someone's messing with a clock.
A brave one.
And I hear someone running behind me. Let's see, where did I down this other person? Over here. Oh, I didn't notice that she was on Death Hook. Where the hell did she go? Oh, there. Fuck.
Prepare yourself.
Now that she's on Death Hook, there's a special more that I can do to her. And she has full tokens. Yep. She's now floating. I can do the special kill.
Fragile.
Ooh. Oh, this rock was in the way.
Very clever.
Oh, I didn't aim it too much to the left or right. So it's not as impossibly easy to hit. It can be dodged. I hear her, but where? Oh, it's because the anti-hook. Got her. If only just one. I lost her because I forgot that I don't have that wall broken. Oh. There's healing over there. There.
I am superior.
Maximum tokens plus Death Hook. Or no, not Death Hook. I guess I can't use a special kill on her. But she can't escape that. I can kill you. Ooh, Sadako, eat your heart out. I have to ask a serious question, like, who's jumping on the PTB and being, like, super serious. Like, oh, guys, you're the worst teammates I've ever played with. I did 3 full gens by myself. Like, dude, it's PTB. Like, what? I think I just got the famous always plays clown every PTB. Okay, I'm using all the new perks except the 2 teamwork ones, so let's crouch, see if we can get a glimpse of the killer. And we already have a DC. Okay. Still no sight of him. I guess why are people DCing? Okay, I see the aura of the clock that I can interact with, but someone's already doing that. In fact, 2 people are already doing that. I see the 3rd clock. Okay, so he's using the add-on that reduces the amount of clocks by 1. I'm gonna exchange my toolbox for a medkit. Okay, I'm gonna go mess with the clock. Yeah, that's him going into the upside down.
You cannot run.
Okay, there's no, there's no lullaby for the, underground portal that he has. Oh. Yep, that happens pretty fast. Oh, I couldn't outrun that.
Alright, analysis.
Alright. All in all, this chapter. Bada boom. Slow down on killers when they vault a window instead of breaking a pallet, kind of like Chemical Trap. It's very dependent on which windows this is used on. if you use it on a regular window at a regular tile, the killer's not going to volt the pallet, because why would they experience a 50% hindered for 6 seconds? This probably would be more impactful on like strong window tiles like Killer Shack, etc. Change of plan. I don't think you should be able to exchange an empty toolbox for a medkit. I think the toolbox should at least be 50% full. I don't know. I just don't think that it's just one perk slot, but survivors don't necessarily care what perks they bring in. Like, they can bring in a plethora of perks and still do well, as it's commonly known that survivors can make 1,000 mistakes and they can still win. I just think it's kind of stupid that you can bring in a very strong toolbox, use it up, jump in a locker, use the active ability button, which takes less than a second to press, and you get a medkit of equal rarity with random add-ons of the same tier that you get from the toolbox you had. I think it's just dumb. You can easily manipulate this to have some good choices. And the teamwork, full circuit. 25% larger good skill check zone, not that hard, not that beneficial, and a 5% faster gen speed repair. I mean, there are better perks than that. 11. Her extrasensory perception is better than some perks like Counterforce and Still Sight, even though it has a 40-second cooldown. When you start crouching after the 4-second primer period, for 11 seconds, you get aura reading on window vaults, pallets, chests, totems, the killer. It's the best survivor aura reading perk. And its only one downside is having a 40-second cooldown after using it. The We See You. Only going to be useful against killers that use a lot of aura reading. So, and unless if the killer has a undetectable power attached to them, this will also not help. But this is solely dependent on what your killer brings to the table. And her teamwork, soft-spoken, again, another, it's meh, niche. It's not going to be a good perk. People are going to use it for the adepts, and that's about it. As for the Big Kahuna himself, his power is very quick to use, easy to understand, quite quick to spam and use, and once again, it does have a skill to it. You can definitely miss. It can be easy for survivors to dodge it, but with it having such a large range that you can cast it, why would you ever use his basic attack ever? And yes, obviously there's a telltale sign when he's ready to launch the attack, but survivors do not see the area until it is outlined on the floor when it's about to attack. But based on where he's looking, they can kind of take a guess of where it is. But once it's outlined on the floor, it takes like half a second for it to actually launch its attack. So if a survivor is literally in the middle of the targeting area when it pops up on the ground, there's no chance of them dodging. And the fact that you literally have like a 3-second cooldown before you can use it again, why would you ever use a basic attack with this killer? Ever. Now his underground, his upside down undergate attack, yes, it has to take some time to charge up because it would just be a free hit every time. But yeah, it does make sense that it takes some time to charge, and you can slightly move around while you're charging it to pop back up. Although, it's surprising that it doesn't have a terror radius attached to it. It doesn't even have a lullaby attached to it. So, it's basically just an undetectable killer popping up at you. Like, yes, you can see the shadow pop up off the floor, but depending on what map you're on, it can be hard to watch the ground warp and see him approaching. So yes, his power is easy to land. When you're targeting an area, the red is basically anywhere that will hit. The blue is what won't hit, like if you're in an object. So if it's in a rock or in a pallet, like directly in the pallet's hitbox, it won't damage the survivor there. So anywhere that's blue on it won't deal any damage. But it's also very easy to like aim it. It also has a pretty large range. Like I think it reaches 12, maybe 16 meters. It's pretty far. I think this killer will be a pretty good. He's easy to understand. He's easy to like learn how to use his power. The only thing is that it does take some practice on shooting your shots. Just like with Pyramid Head, you can also aim at a survivor on the other side of a wall. If you can guess a survivor's planned trajectory, if you can read their movement, then you can shoot and hit survivors on the other side of walls, just like Pyramid Head can. So he's going to have a skill ceiling to his power. Survivors can mess with his grandfather clocks to shorten the duration of his lethality in his power, but it's so easy to jump back into it. All you have to do is land like 2 tokens on another survivor, it seems. I'm not exactly sure the parameters of the mechanic that requires to activate the World Breaker mode, but from what I can tell, it just seems as soon as you land 2 tokens on a survivor, it activates. His perks. Turn back the clock. After hooking a survivor for 60 seconds, press the ability 1 to target a generator within 20 meters and explode it, losing 10% progress. I think I saw on the forums that his tier 1 requires it for 40 seconds, which doesn't make sense. You would think the higher tier, the less time you have to wait. But it's another mediocre gen regression. You can possibly save this for when you're approaching a generator, and you can make it explode as you're approaching it, forcing the survivors off of it. Combine that with something like Deadman Switch. I don't know. Currently, I have my ability button signed to the E key, which is also my rotate right button, so it looks pretty funny when I use it. And I also often forget to use it. Secret Project. Again, another circumstantial perk. If you know that the survivors are going to be activating a boon, or if you're bringing a hex build and they're going to be cleansing the totems, you could bring this. But there are better combinations. And his Hex Hive Mind doesn't seem like a very useful perk until the game gets down to 1 generator, and then it just damages all remaining generators on the map for 10%. You're not going to get very much use out of this perk. Just when it activates, before there's 1 generator left, all you see is the progression level of each generator. That can be a little helpful, but you can only use your own intuition on what generators are progressed, how much, etc. So his perks, not that big a deal, but his power is it's easy to understand, it's fun to use. I think this will be a very decent killer when he releases, depending on how many changes they make to him. I mean, the Vine Attack has a very visually cool looking effect to it. Oh! Before I forget, he also has his own little special kill circumstance, just like Pyramid Head and Sadako. When a survivor is on Death Hook, and they have maximum World Breaker tokens, when you hit them with your power and they go into the dying state, they will instead be levitated off the ground, where you can perform your special kill. And what this does is Vecna uses his telekinesis to twist their head 180 degrees and just kill them outright. Pretty cool. In fact, Vecna just makes Sadako look like a chump. Either way, that's it. I think this is a very good killer. The way they designed his power looks amazing. It functions very well. It's easy to understand. It's easy to learn. I foresee this killer being a very popular choice when he hits the live server in like 3 weeks. Bye for now.